There's a difference between keeping up appearances and playing out hypocrisy. Now you can go shuck and jive in front of Clara and whoever else will stop and watch while you do it, but you're gonna do it in the streets with the trash you seem to love.
Hey, what's up? What's going on, everybody? We back. And today we're doing Greenleaf. I haven't done any of the Greenleaf, like any of the episodes as yet, but I thought, you know what? Why not? You know, I really enjoy this show. And I feel like, you know, we can do this. We can talk about it. I definitely want to see what you guys have to say about this particular show. I mean, the stuff I see in this show is so true to life, and the stuff that goes on behind the scenes, because back in the days I used to be in church heavy, but you know, I kind of moved away from that as I kind of got older. And so let's go ahead and talk about this episode. So like I said, this is one of my favorite shows, so I definitely want to see what you guys have to say about it as well. I'm just making sure my microphone is on because I'd have been tight if I had to start all over again. Now we have James, Bishop James. He is in the hotel room, that beautiful, it looked like it was a grand hotel, right? With Rochelle. And I'm like, oh man, the bishop done effed up again. But no. It actually happened to where nothing happened. Even though the girl was literally, I mean, she was throwing herself at him. I was just like, well, hot diggity damn, Rochelle. Like, can you just calm down just a little bit? I mean, we could see the drip drip coming out your pum pum right now. The way she was acting. And she's like, you know, I'll give you anything you want. Anything. And I'm just like, damn, somebody's thirsty out here in these streets. And he was just like, you know, I'm still a married man. Thank you for listening to me. I guess he told her what was going on. So, of course, that's fueling the fire and letting her know this is a broken relationship. I can possibly slide up in here, you know? And she's like still offering her services, but he says that he's still married to God's vision of the man that he's supposed to be. And I was like, oh, yes. You know, that was some hot stuff that you said right there. Because not too many people will say something like that and stick to that. You know what I mean? So that was pretty cool of him to say, despite what's going on at home, he didn't fall into the trap. Because, I mean, it was easy. She's willing, ready, and able, and she's there. And it's just the two of you right there in the bedroom. So it's like, why not? But yeah, he waited. Now Sophia, she feels like she shouldn't have told everybody, or at least Zora's father, about Zora being beat or whatever, because she feels like it's her fault that Zora ran away. But, you know, they assure her you did the right thing. I mean, at the end of the day, she did do the right thing. Dude is like, he was ODing, and that's how it all starts. And then it evolves. It's a secret. And it keeps on going and going until you get to the point where she ends up marrying the dude and he's still beating her. You know what I mean? So I definitely think that Sophia did the right thing by letting them know what was happening, because it was happening for quite some time and it was just getting worse and worse. She was having bruises and all those things as well. Lady May, she calls out Grace for not being very graceful. And, you know, Grace, all she was trying to do with that moment was trying to console her mom because Bishop was not home. So it's like they know something's not right if he's not home. And she just kind of tells her that, you know, just kind of places blame on her and almost makes it seem like everything is her fault ever since she came back. They did find Zora, and I feel like finally they're like really laying down the law. I feel like her dad her mother, especially her mom, but I feel like her parents, they kind of let her get away with so much, and they weren't as attentive to her as they should be. And they allowed her to like just kind of be carefree because they weren't really paying attention. So I feel like now their eyes are open. I mean, the homegirl Jun ran away and stuff. They had to find her in some little roach motel. So now father's like, you know, you're going to give me that phone, you're going to give me your money, you're going to give me your credit cards, like anything that you can have access to the outside world is coming to me. You know, I feel like her mom was kind of babying her at that moment and didn't really want him to go in. But no, she needs a good ass whooping. You know what I mean? Like, she needs a little something to get her back on track. Not necessarily a whooping per se, or maybe she would, because she just got whooped by this guy so many times. So maybe not necessarily a whooping per se, but I mean, like, just to kind of lay down the law and let her know that she's not going to be rewarded for bad behavior and there are repercussions to your actions. Because, yeah, this girl was doing way too much. You know, it be the church people, no offense to whoever goes to church like that, but a lot of times it be the people that their kids, you know, they're so heavily involved in the church that they forget about their own family at home. You know, they're so busy, oh, this person and that person, you know, looking and condemning on other people when in their own household there's so much turmoil going down. Now, Rochelle, she walks in to the church, you know, and about to go see the bishop. Like, she VIP, honey. She was stepping and striding. And the secretary is like, you know, hold on, wait a minute. I think he's busy. She's like, all right, well, let him know I'm here. Of course, she has to do her job, even though she knows something a little fishy is going on. And he's like, oh, yeah, send her right in. So she looks at her like, checkmate. You know, you was trying to stop me? No, honey. You better recognize who I am, the head, HBIC for the moment. So she walks on in, and he does kind of let her know that they can't really, she once again offers her services. You know, I would have done anything you needed. Just know that, you know, I'm here for you. Anything. And he just kind of lets her know that she's welcome to come at any time to the church, but they shouldn't really be spending personal time together because, honey child, he feels that temptation. Okay, I'm pretty sure it was throbbing down there. But by the grace of God, he was able to, you know, kind of fight those temptations. Sorry, guys, my sunlight just started to go down. It's in the morning time we doing this. So the receptionist, she was kind of looking in, but they closed the door. And then Grace comes to see her father. And she, you know, she's like, is he busy? She's like, oh no, walk right on in. Because of course, the receptionist, she tried to shut down whatever's going down. So Grace walks on in and she sees little Miss Ratchet, Rochelle, you know, talking to her daddy. And she, you know, she kind of like, she peeped the game, you know. She gonna smile because she's a godly woman, but she peeped that game real quick, and she knows that she gonna have to do something to make sure whatever Miss Rochelle is trying to do does not go down. Especially since this is like her thing. She's done this before, and it's known that she's done this before. So you know what I mean. So Grace and her father, they have a little sit down, you know, a little coffee kind of sit down, and they talk a little bit about her mother and how her mother's upset. And he's like, well, she shouldn't be believing the lies of other people. And she's like, well, are they lies? And you could tell right there by the way that he responded that it wasn't lies about him sleeping with the aunt. You could tell right there. And it wasn't something that just happened once. It was on a continuous basis. So, but he was just kind of like, you know what? We're done with this conversation. Just kind of stay out of it. You know, when your parents put you in your place, like, you know what? You know, they son you real quick. Like, you a little kid. Like, we ain't having this discussion. I know you're grown, but I'm still your mom. You know what I mean? Like, they let you know real quick. Like, nah, we're not doing this. Shut you down, honey. Now, Kevin is back, and he wants to be a father to his son. We know he done ran away, left a little note. He was done with the whole situation, but now he's back. He wants to get, like, partial custody or something like that. And Charity, she doesn't really trust him because, like I said, he disappeared before, and she had to eventually she was doing this tour. She's doing big things for herself. And she kind of had to shut that down. She was planning to take her son on the road with her, but now it's like she had to tell Jabari that she can't do it, which is her boo thing, because he's like, no, you cannot take my son anywhere out of the state, and he's doing this whole custody thing. So Yeah, it's kind of messed up. You know what I mean? It's like he can guys can do whatever they want, but then when they would have pop up and show up, it's like now she kind of has to rearrange and readjust everything because now he feels like he's ready to be the father. So it's sad because at least she's trying to do the right thing, and it's also sad that she can't. She has so much family, but she doesn't really have anybody to depend on. I mean, yeah, at the end of the day, it's her baby, but you would think such a close-knit family, they would want her to pursue her dreams and kind of say, you know what, for this week or however long the duration is, I'm gonna hold down the baby for you. But I guess everybody has their own lives. And once again, like I said, it's not really their responsibility. So Lady Bishop and, Lady Bishop, y'all hear me, y'all? Lady May and Bishop, now they're having problems with the IRS as well. So that's another problem. So he's like, you know what, let's come together, let's band together and just kind of do what we gotta do for the sake of the church. We may need to beg somebody for some money, somebody who won the Powerball. They owe $2 million because her brother kind of messed up with the books, even though he said he was going to take care of everything. So that's a lot of times that's how a lot of these people get into problems, because they hire people or family that say they're going to take care of something, and they don't take your business as seriously as you do. So shit hits the fan and you can't be like, oh, it was his fault. No, because it's your business. So that's exactly what they're experiencing. But she was just like, no, I'm not going to have you come back to this home. You're going to have to do your own thing. Go outside and do what you got to do. But I'm not doing the whole hypocrisy thing. No, I'm not faking it for nobody. And she seems like she's like battling her own demons. But the messed up thing about it is that she was in an affair with that other dude, the dude that was there not too long ago. For how long? And just because you find out that your husband was also doing the same thing, now you mad. Like, I feel like she's one of those people that you do so, but you're not like so. So you do things to other people, but once it happens to you, it's a big deal. Like, you will throw somebody literally in the garbage because they do what you did to them, It's crazy. So yeah, I was just saying, when I saw that, I'm like, she's pretty much sending him into the arms of another woman by doing that, because you're depriving him of love, attention, everything that somebody would want in a relationship and a marriage. You're kind of depriving him of that, and by doing that, you're pretty much closing the door and allowing somebody to come in. I mean, the only thing that's stopping him from having sex with another woman right about now, when you're super cold to him and he's vulnerable, is his belief in God or his belief in his vows, or maybe not even that, because he did it while she was married to him. Maybe it's just to kind of avoid everything getting out there, because that is something you also have to think about, not just being weak and vulnerable and giving in, but also this could get out. And once it gets out, how you gonna look, Grace, Charity, and Jacob, they have like a little family meeting just to kind of talk about the situation. And Charity starts like almost goes to tears, like, oh my God, I've come from a broken home, because Gigi didn't want to really say anything, but they looked at her like, we know that you know what's going down, so you might as well just let us know, because we can see it in your eyes. So she lets them know about the whole affair with the aunt and everything, and it's not something that happened. They're like, oh, we know about that. It happened before they got together. She's like, no, it's been an ongoing thing that's happened several times after they were married. So yeah. And Charity's just like, oh my God, I've come from a broken home. Her brother's like you're 12 or something, like, grow up. You know what I mean? Like, dude, you don't need your mom and your dad together anymore. I mean, yeah, it's great, that's ideal, but you're a grown up. You know what I mean? Charity's it's just like the mom, like blaming it on Grace, like, ever since you came back, it's been problems, you need to fix this. So now Gigi has the weight of the world on her shoulders and is trying to see what she can do to get things back to some type of normality. You know what I mean? Lady May, she seems like she's kind of lost because she chose not to go to church on that particular Sunday, but she seemed like she didn't know what to do with herself. Like, she was like sitting there trying to do things. She sees couples kind of together and it just kind of makes her reminisce. She takes a walk and then she ends up over by her son's church, Triumph. And she speaks to Tasha, who kind of, I guess, sparked something within her and let her know, like, at least you have your husband. I don't have mine. And she kind of seems how Tasha kind of went from being a numero uno, you know, the lady of the church, to now handing out snacks and tea at the church. And she, you know, she ain't trying to have that. She is refined. She is, you know, bougie, bad and bougie, and she ain't trying to have that. She like, oh no, like, this ain't gonna be my life. I'm going back to get my man. You know, I'm gonna let him back in. We gonna do what we gotta do. And the crazy thing about it was that, you know how them nosy people be in the church, especially the older ones. This one, she asked Gigi, she was like, oh, you know, Lady May must be sick. And she's like, yeah, you know, she had a cold, you know, just try to play it off, like not giving too much information. And this man goes up on his little podium and he started talking about, oh, Lady May's not here because she had to go to Little Rock to attend to some family issues. And it's like, and the lady behind us like, amen. You know, looking at her like, girl, I know it's all a lie right now, but we ain't going to address it. I'm just going to clock this, and I'm going to be talking about you behind your back, honey, with all my little friends, you know, because that's what happens. Once somebody sees something wrong, it go all around the congregation. You know what I mean? So, yeah, she, like I said, Lady May just seemed real lost. Tasha and Rochelle, they over there plotting. So they meet up. Rochelle, she's looking for some nice little sexy lingerie so that the next meeting that she has will get that man in the bed. I mean, she is ready to do what she got to do and put her plan into action. But Gigi has spot her little wicked ways, and she sees that look in her eyes, and she sees that she's even trying to get all buddy up with her and talk about, oh, I'm so happy that Zora is back. Like, first of all, that's family business. Why you all up in the beeswax? You know what I mean? Like, okay. It's one of those times where you're like, okay. You know, you start doing that phase. And she's like, you know what? I can see what she's doing, and I'm not going to go allow my church to go down without a fight. You know, she's ready and she's going to do what she got to do. So this should be pretty damn interesting. So when Bishop comes home to pick up his stuff and take it wherever he's going to take it, Lady May lets him know that he can stay and they are going to battle this IRS issue that they have. And she says it's just for the time. She doesn't know what's going to happen after that, after everything is resolved. But for the time being, he's okay to stay there. So, I mean, at least she done saved something, because this girl is getting a sexy ready. As you know, eye candy is hard. You know, it's kind of hard to avoid that temptation, especially when it's looking at you right in your face. Like, woo. So, you know, and it's kind of young, it's looking good, it's different than what he's been used to seeing recently. So, I mean, yeah. And it's like, take me. You know, it's no, you don't have to put up any struggle. There's no fight. It's just like there. The all you can eat buffet is out there on the table, honey. So I think she done kind of cop block real quick, and she see what's going down too as well. And I think she about to put on her little, you know, church hat, and she about to come back into her rightful position and sit on that chair where her granddaughter was sitting. So, yeah, honey, child, I'm looking forward to this. We're going to have another episode tonight, which I'll probably post up either this evening or I'll post up tomorrow. I think we also have a catfish. Depending on how the episode looks, I'll most likely record it. So, we are doing it, you guys. Definitely subscribe. Check out my other channel, Samore Love TV. Comment down below, and I will start this show as well. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay fabulous, live free, and soar limitless. I'll see you in the next one.